And to be quite honest with you, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with Sue Bird.
After the recent drop in WNBA viewership and overall fan interest, Sue Bird has come full circle in her comments about Caitlin Clark. If you're enjoying this content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of viewers still haven't subscribed. It's completely free.
ESPN. So because I work at my day job on ESPN, I'm supposed to ignore the fact?
Even though Stephen A. Smith works for ESPN, he continues to speak honestly about what's happening. The WNBA has struggled to maintain the same numbers without Caitlin Clark, who remains its biggest draw. Sue Bird argues that while arenas are still filling up and fans are still showing up, ticket prices have dropped significantly. A $10 playoff ticket is almost unheard of, but do we really believe those tickets would cost the same if Caitlin Clark were playing? Obviously not.
I've seen Stephen A. Smith talk about it. I've seen Shannon Sharpe talk about it. And that's what I just don't understand is they work for ESPN. So why are you hating on a product that ESPN
that they invest in?
Yeah, that's where these viewership numbers are coming. Yeah, it's a business you're in. It's not that they can't. And by the way, it's not that they can't be critical of certain things. They can have their opinions. But that's where I don't understand the frame.
Sue Bird, one of the greatest legends in WNBA history and one of the most respected voices in women's basketball, recently found herself at the center of an unexpected controversy. The debate began after comments attributed to Bird suggested that Caitlin Clark's impact was being overstated amid the WNBA's recent decline in playoff ratings and ticket sales. Those remarks quickly sparked backlash, as many fans pointed to Clark's widely recognized role in driving record-breaking viewership, sold-out arenas, and unprecedented attention for the league.
Tickets at the Target Center in Minnesota selling for as low as $10.
Bird, a longtime advocate for the WNBA's growth and success, believes Stephen A. Smith comments portrayed the league in an unfairly negative light. In her view, they overlooked the collective efforts of the players and the years of work that helped build the league. She quickly pushed back, insisting the WNBA could continue to thrive beyond the impact of any one player. Bird's frustration wasn't directed solely at Stephen A. Smith. She also criticized Shannon Sharpe, who had likewise emphasized the enormous attention Caitlin Clark brought to women's basketball. Both Smith and Sharpe had repeatedly praised Clark, crediting her as a major reason for the league's surge in viewership and popularity. However, Bird felt that placing so much focus on Clark diminished the contributions of the league as a whole. As a longtime supporter of women's basketball, she remained firm in her belief that the WNBA's future should be built on the collective strength of its players rather than the star power of a single athlete.
And Sharpe starts to talk about the attendance and says, like, basically that Caitlin had the highest attendance in the playoffs, which Caitlin Clark played her first 2 rounds in Connecticut, which only holds roughly 10,000, and they got swept, so they never made it back to Cambridge in Indiana to play a home game. So they absolutely did not have the highest.
However, it's difficult to ignore the reality of the situation. Caitlin Clark's remarkable college career brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, and many expected that momentum to carry into the WNBA. Without Clark in the playoffs, the league faced a major challenge in maintaining the same level of excitement and fan engagement she had helped generate. As a result, the WNBA found itself searching for ways to fill the void left by her absence and sustain the interest she had sparked among fans.
There is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball ratings. Kudos to her. She has elevated an entire sport in viewership.
One of the ways the WNBA responded to the decline in interest was by reducing ticket prices for its playoff games. Fans quickly noticed that, without Caitlin Clark on the court, ticket prices fell significantly, suggesting the league was trying to keep arenas full. On the surface, it looked like the WNBA was still selling out games and maintaining strong attendance. But the reality was more complex. Lowering ticket prices became a strategic move to avoid the optics of empty seats during key matchups, while also masking the true level of fan demand.
Stephen A. and with Shannon, there's an aspect of them like defending their stances on her. Like, we were right about Caitlin and this is our defense. And I still think there's something twisted there because nobody ever said that Caitlin wasn't going to be a marketing gem, a unicorn.
The numbers, however, tell a different story. Without the excitement and attention that Caitlin Clark consistently brought to the game, the WNBA has struggled to generate the same level of fan interest. That is why Sue Bird's recent comments have surprised so many people. When Clark first emerged on the national stage, Bird was among the first to recognize her incredible potential to transform women's basketball. Her shift in tone now suggests that she is more focused on protecting the league's long-term image and stability than emphasizing the impact of any single player.
You guys take a look at the stands. All the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
It's now clear that Caitlin Clark's ability to draw massive attention to women's basketball has made her both a superstar and, in some circles, a target. This often happens when an athlete rises to fame so quickly. While millions of fans have embraced Clark's rapid success, others view her growing influence as a challenge to the established order. WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes has also expressed mixed opinions about Clark's impact, adding to the ongoing debate surrounding her role in the league and the effect her popularity has had on women's basketball.
Games. They're full. It looks full in Vegas. It looks full every single place that you go. TD Garden sold out when Caitlin wasn't playing there for a regular season.
Without players like Caitlin Clark, the WNBA struggles to maintain the same level of fan engagement and excitement. Although the league has made meaningful progress in expanding its fan base and increasing its visibility in recent years, it still faces challenges in attracting widespread attention and consistent support. Caitlin Clark represents a rare kind of athlete whose talent, charisma, and star power extend beyond the sport itself, bringing in viewers who might not otherwise watch women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now. Immediately, absolutely.
Her ability to attract casual fans sparked a wave of interest that the league has struggled to recreate. Now, in her absence, the WNBA is facing the challenge of maintaining that momentum and sustaining the excitement Clark brought to the game while filling the gap left by her star power. For her part, Caitlin Clark has remained focused on basketball, consistently performing an elite level despite the growing attention surrounding her. As her profile continues to rise, so has the number of critics. Whether driven by jealousy, insecurity, or differing opinions, some have pushed back against an athlete whose rapid rise, passionate fan base, and undeniable talent have made her one of the biggest names in the sport.
People stick around and want to watch the others. A rising tide lifts all boats, which is what we were saying, both Shannon Sharpe and myself, when we addressed that issue. Why would you say a quote like that? We work for ESPN, so I'm supposed to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to the facts? That ain't what we...
Despite the overwhelmingly positive impact Caitlin Clark has had on the sport, she has also faced her share of critics. Many of those critics seem more focused on diminishing her success than recognizing the attention and excitement she has brought to women's basketball. Even so, Clark has remained focused on her performance, handling the pressure and criticism with composure while continuing to elevate both her game and the sport. What makes the situation especially frustrating is that much of the criticism directed at Clark doesn't appear to stem from anything she has actually done wrong. On the contrary, her popularity has brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball and helped raise the profile of the entire WNBA. Her outstanding performances and magnetic personality have attracted new fans and sparked fresh conversations about the future of the sport. Yet instead of receiving universal praise for those achievements, Clark has often been met with skepticism and, in some cases, outright hostility from certain corners, despite doing nothing more than excelling on the court and shining a brighter spotlight on the league.
WNBA playoff viewership down now that Caitlin is out. And is that somewhat factually accurate? Yes. It's not accurate. Viewership numbers with Caitlin Clark are astronomical. She is a big draw.
Yeah.
She brings in all the things. We know
This pattern of criticizing highly successful female athletes is nothing new, but it is especially disappointing in women's basketball, a sport that is still working toward greater mainstream recognition and respect. Caitlin Clark has the potential to be a transformational figure for the game, much like Michael Jordan or LeBron James were for the NBA, with the ability to attract new fans and elevate the sport to unprecedented heights. Yet instead of fully embracing the momentum she has created, some within the WNBA appear hesitant to accept what Clark represents. That reluctance reflects deeper tensions within the sport, where extraordinary success can sometimes be met with resistance rather than celebration. For Sue Bird, the situation is more complicated. She has consistently supported the long-term success of the WNBA and wants the league to thrive whether Caitlin Clark is playing or not. Bird believes the league must be viewed as strong and sustainable beyond any one player. At the same time, it is difficult to ignore that much of the league's recent surge in attention has coincided with Clark's ability to attract viewers and generate excitement. Bird's public disagreement with commentators like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe likely stems from her desire to prevent the WNBA from being viewed as overly dependent on a single superstar.
To imply that we should just ignore the impact that Caitlin Clark had on this team, this league, this sport. Nah, it doesn't work.
The WNBA is currently facing challenges in maintaining the same level of momentum without Caitlin Clark. The league's decision to reduce ticket prices for some playoff games has been viewed by many as a sign that it recognizes the difficulty of sustaining attendance and interest, even if it has not publicly framed it that way. Lower prices may help fill arenas in the short term, but they are not a long-term solution. Despite emphasizing that the league's success extends beyond any one player, attendance and viewership have declined during Clark's absence, highlighting the impact her presence can have on fan engagement. Moving forward, the WNBA's challenge will be finding new ways to maintain excitement and attract viewers, even when its biggest stars are unavailable. At the same time, figures like Cheryl Swoops and, more recently, Sue Bird have expressed concerns about the amount of attention Clark receives. While her rapid rise has undoubtedly brought new fans and greater visibility to the league, some within the basketball community have questioned whether so much focus should be placed on a single player. That debate reflects a broader tension between celebrating individual star power and promoting the collective growth of the league.
Of whatever noise has been out there. So when you show that you're able to perform in the face of adversity, to me, that is the true testament.
Ultimately, Caitlin Clark has done nothing but bring positive attention to the WNBA. She has attracted millions of new fans, driven record-breaking viewership, boosted ticket sales, and created a level of excitement around women's basketball that the league had never experienced before. Her impact has extended far beyond the court, introducing the sport to a much wider audience and increasing interest across the league. Whether people agree with the attention she receives or not, her influence on the WNBA's recent growth is undeniable. As the league looks toward the future, the challenge will be maintaining that momentum while continuing to build on the interest and visibility that Clark has helped create.
Had people fighting tooth and nail the entire season, not wanting it to be this way because other people weren't getting flowers, or she was getting too much attention, or she gets a special whistle, or I'm gonna check her off the ball here just because.
Hopefully, as time goes on, more people will recognize just how much Caitlin Clark has contributed to the WNBA. The league's recent struggles without her should serve as a wake-up call for anyone who question her impact. Without Clark, the WNBA simply hasn't generated the same level of excitement, energy, or viewership, raising important questions about the league's current direction. It's time for fans, players, and commentators alike to fully acknowledge how important she has become to the future of women's basketball. Share your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next video after you click the one on your screen.
Clark, like, what was your adjustment to her? Because that's really like some Steph Curry type of adjustment.
No, Caitlin is tough. She's good as advertised. I mean, in the WNBA, like, they saying she's struggling and stuff like that, right? She had 20 points in her debut, 10 turnovers, but, like, I mean, if you have 20 points in your debut and that's a bad game, then, like...
That's considered a bad game. That's heavy, bro.
What does a good game look like? You know what I'm saying? So, playing against Caitlin Clark, like, she's really that dude.
I feel like the pressure on her is on some LeBron drafted into the NBA type of pressure. Like,
the pressure is definitely
the pressure
different.
is there. Like, even if she do one wrong thing, the clips is gonna be wrong.